So, in yesterday's discussion on Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think you have not noticed this very important point that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami had understood the proper Siddhant between for Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, and he had chastised his brother for not having a proper understanding of Siddhant, and because of that, even doing once, he got the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So understanding and discussing about the Lord is actually very pleasing to the Lord, which actually is confirmed by Srila Prabhupada in the sense I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita yesterday, and then in the purport Prabhupada says, just like the two scientists meet and they discuss about their research, similarly devotees come together, they discuss about Krishna, and this is very pleasing to Krishna. Bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantascha mam nitya tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is very, very pleasing to Krishna. So, and then Krishna removes the darkness from our heart. So now we'll go ahead with our discussion. So just want to bring you to your kind attention. The four questions were, what is the definition of a person who is Sthita Pragya? And that was asked in 2.54 and has been answered in 56 and 57. So he was asked in 55 of, what was in 55?
It has been answered from 55 to 57.
55 to 57, yes. And now we are hearing the answer to the question number.
Second.
No, you confused me. We had answered two questions. One, there are four questions. What is the definition of a person who is Sthita Pragya? That is an answer in 55. And then how he behaves. I mean, means how he speaks, paribhasha, oh no, how he prabhashit, kim prabhashit, how he speaks when he meets duality has been answered in 56 and 57. And kim asita, how he control his senses will be answered in 58 6 and 6 shlokas. That means 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. That means 58 to 63 will be answering that question of kim asita, how does it sit? That means when there is an opportunity for sense gratification, how he is able to control his senses, because that's not an easy task. Okay, so we'll go ahead. Please chant after me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 2, text number 58. Yada sanharate chayam. It seems you are all tired. You have not been fasting since yesterday, is it not? Yada sanharate chayam kurmo angani vasarvashaha indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya pragya pratishtita. Yada sanharate chayam kurmo angani vasarvashaha इंद्रियाणि इंद्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. यदा संहरते चायं कुर्मो अंगानीव सर्वशः इंद्रियाणि इंद्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. So let us read the translation. Yada, when, sanharate, winds up, cha, also, ayam, he, kurmaha, tortoise, angani, limbs, eva, like, sarvashaha, all together, indriyani, senses, indriyarthebhya, from the sense objects, tasya, his, pragya, consciousness, pratishtita, fixed. Translation: one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Now let us see the shloka then. Yada sanharate chayam. Sanhar, are you familiar with the word sanhar? I know that you know the meaning of the word sanhar as destruction. But there is another meaning of the word sanhar called, just like Arjuna, that Ashwatthama had released the weapon named Brahmastra, but he could not know how to do the sahar of that weapon. That means how to withdraw that weapon. So sahar can also mean withdraw, and also it means a sense of pralay, because of pralay everything is withdrawn. So yada saharate cha ayam. Ayam means this person whom we are talking about, whose pragya, whose consciousness is fixed. When he is so fixed that just like an tortoise, whenever there is some danger, the tortoise kurmo anganiva sarvashah, he brings all his limbs out inside. He will not leave even one limb outside. It's very important point to understand. Similarly, indriyani indriyarthebhyas. If this person is able to withdraw his senses from indriya artha, the purpose of those senses, that means sense objects. You know the meaning of sense objects? For the eyes, the sense object is form. And for the ears, the sense object is sound. And for the nose, the sense object is smell. And tongue is taste. And skin is touch. So all these senses are giving us such a hard time. An example in Bhagavatam is given. Just like if a person has 11 wives. Is anybody brahmachari here? Are you brahmacharis? Amarnath, you are brahmachari? You have 11 wives. 11 wives? The 11 senses are the 11 wives. So nobody is a brahmachari. Very difficult. Only when all the wives are engaged in Krishna's service, then you can say you are a brahmachari. Otherwise, nobody is a brahmachari. Maybe somebody in the Zoom is a brahmachari. No, nobody is raising hand. Nobody is a brahmachari. All are married. Very nicely to the senses. And just like a hen-pecked husband is very much eager to satisfy his wives. But just imagine if you have 11 wives. I mean, it's quite difficult, is it not? So then that's what Prahlad Maharaj says. Just like a person has 11 wives who are uncontrolled and it's very difficult to satisfy even one of them, how will I serve you, my Lord? My senses are giving me so much trouble. So that's why it says it's all the senses. See, a person may be able to control his eyes, but maybe not his tongue. Maybe his tongue, but not his ears. Maybe ears, but not his touch. Is it not? So it may appear very simple. But I must explain why is this Lord is saying tasya pragya pratishtita. He does not have taste for enjoying sense objects through any of his senses. Is it not difficult? Because he has love of God, so only thing, this will be explained in the next shloka, only thing which he will employ his senses is for Krishna's service. And as soon as there is an opportunity for sense gratification, he will draw his senses. He does not want that. It is because of his bhakti. So yesterday a question came. There are some people who are not devotees and they may externally show these symptoms. First, remember, unless a person is a devotee, he cannot control his senses fully. And the example is Vishwamitra Muni, who appeared to be very much controlled. But as soon as an opportunity for sense gratification came, and you know the demigods know what this fellow likes exactly. You understand? Everybody's sense gratification will be a little different. And they send the exact one. And it's amazing that, what is it, Menaka was there sent? Yeah. Menaka did not even say anything to him. He just heard the sound of ankle bells and then finished. And you see how Haridas Thakur was tested by Lakhahira as well as Maya Devi herself. And she admitted that she was able to bewilder even Brahmaji and Shivji. But she could not bewilder the mind of Haridas Thakur. And the example was given, if a person cries in jungle, who will listen to him? Nobody. Similarly, when she was giving all this, whatever, attractive gestures in front of Haridas Thakur, he was not noticing only because his mind was completely absorbed in Krishna. Because Krishna was revealing so much in the form of taste, so much in the form of his holy name, he was not absolutely affected by this. Till that time we reach that stage, we have to be careful like a tortoise. Our situation is a little different. When sense objects are coming, we release our senses. That is our difficulty. You know what? Till that time, you must remember this. Even if one sense is engaged in sense gratification, it will start pumping some poison in our heart. It's quite like that. It is described about Lakhahira. She had full control over senses, and as soon as all her senses became controlled, the love of God became manifest in her heart. Does it make sense? It is very practical. If your senses are controlled, just like one devotee asked, I have a judgmental attitude, what I should do? Don't speak. At least don't speak. We have an urge to do such things about devotees. At least don't speak. And very nice way is keep your tongue engaged in chanting about Krishna, discussing about Krishna. Judge Krishna's qualities. Krishna, you know, anyhow you know that Krishna is good. Now you judge how much great Krishna's qualities are. You keep on judging it, and when you will we find ever any end for that? No. So we stop judging other people. I must admit in front of all of you, when I read Shastra, they spin in my head. I yesterday read something in Chaitanya Charitamrita and it's spinning in my head. It is happening now. I cannot show you how it is happening, but it's spin in my head. You know what I am reading now? It just goes in my mind. Earlier it was not happening. Like I was just read the first sloka of Chaitanya Charitamrita and then I was reflecting, oh, this is the link like that. Even by chanting and all those things, it happens. So this is so tasty. Who wants to? I mean, yesterday I had a discussion with Shashikant Prabhu, and both of us said, even for management, why should we discuss about the negativity of a person? Let him practice Krishna consciousness. Is it not, Shashikant Prabhu? We had a discussion. We are both managers, and somebody was giving little bit trouble. I said, who cares? Prabhu, do your service. I will do my service. Why should let Krishna take care of that? How much we can discuss about negativity of some person? Before we go forward, important, because I did not answer that question. Try to see every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna, and he has been conditioned since beginningless time to behave in a particular way, the way he is to behave. And he's helpless in behaving in that way. That much we should be able to discriminate. So, okay. If he is chanting Hare Krishna, slowly his conditional nature will go and his real nature will manifest. Is it not? Will Prabhuji behave like Mataji's? Never. And will Mataji's behave like Prabhuji's? Never. But both are dear to Krishna if they chant Hare Krishna. One devotee said they are different species altogether. My Guru Maharaj said, what is it? Women and men are not made for each other. They are made for Krishna. So if you have a difference of opinion, don't just, Mataji's will go in an emotional way, Prabhuji will go in an intellectual way, and both have intelligence, but it is guided differently. I meant to say, just don't control our senses and chant Hare Krishna. Anyways, let us come to the point. The point is he is always controlling his senses, and because and you must be understanding, by engaging in Krishna consciousness, actually sense control becomes easy. I have said the same point yesterday. You engage your senses in Krishna's service. Just now I was hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture. Very nice. He says, Krishna does not say bhuke raho or bhajan karo. He does not say fast and chant. You be happy, you take prasadam and you chant Hare Krishna mantra. No, but this Krishna says don't eat unless you have breakfast. Yes, I am more strict, but Krishna is not that strict. Is it not? Because I know after prasadam we cannot chant Hare Krishna. So I have given this photo of this nice looking turtle. He is very happy and very intelligent. You know why? Because as soon as there is some danger, he pulls his legs, so to speak. He has 4 or 6, I don't know. How many legs a turtle has? 4, let's say 4. And I think he pulls his head also inside. That's quite interesting. So this was quite interesting. I have never explained this Bhagavad Gita shloka like this. Quite interesting. The 2 are his hands and 2 are his feet, which are his karmendriyas, and his head can signify all the gyanendriyas. So all the gyanendriyas and karmendriyas of a turtle are controlled when there is some danger. So a person and Sita Pragya, he knows, if I engage my senses for sense gratification, this is poison. So I'll not do that. Before we go forward, if you can hear this, this is very heavy. This is very heavy, but told by Mahaprabhu himself. Param jigimsur bhavasagaras nishkinchinasya bhagavad bhajanon mukhasya param jigimishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishainam athayo cha ha hanta vishbhakshanatopya sadhu. Would you like to hear the translation? I don't think so. Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanon mukhasya. A person who wants to be nishkinchan And a person who wants to be bhajanon mukha, he wants to serve Krishna. Param param, param param jigameshwar bhavasagarasya. And he wants to cross over this heavy, dangerous ocean of material existence. Sandarshinam vishainam atha yoshitam cha. If he sees people engage in sense gratification, or if he sees a woman with the attitude to enjoy her, because you cannot stop seeing women. Women are all over the place. Same thing. It's not only for men. Women for men, men for women. Sandarshinam vishainam atayoshitam cha ha hant hant vishabhakshanatopya sadhu. That person is knowingly, willingly drinking poison. Now, already a chat question is there. What if you fail to do so? Not sometime we get daily, we always get fail, and sometimes we get control. Yes. So the question is sometimes we are able to control our senses and sometimes we are not. So at least sometimes we are able to control. So now that ability will increase more and more. So in the beginning we have so much accustomed to having taste for sense enjoyment. It doesn't really, our mind cannot hear. Sense enjoyment is not good. He's not hearing the word not. He's hearing the lecture we are here is being spoken. Sense gratification is not good. What is not hearing? Not. Sense gratification is good. That's what he's hearing. So now, slowly, as we chant Hare Krishna, love for the Lord, bhakti increases. This is the whole process. Even if a person cannot give sense gratification immediately, we have heard this, but he has taste for hearing about Krishna Katha. Have you not heard this? So as he keeps on increasing his taste for Krishna Katha, that Katha will make everything detestable. Useless. Is it not? Do you like to do your whatever job things? I mean, we have to do because to do your whatever daily maintenance or whatever, but you don't like to do that, is it not? I always give the example. All of you are not coming here to get paid for Bhagavad Gita classes now. You will get prasadam anyhow, is it not? So I'm just saying that this shows that we have taste, and that itself should be making us very, very hopeful. We have now got qualification for pure bhakti. What is that qualification for pure bhakti? A little bit eagerness to hear and chant about Krishna. Be always happy. And then slowly, by hearing and chanting about Krishna, everything will become boring. Do you want it to be like this? It's too late now. Even if you don't want to be. Even if you don't want to be. You keep on hearing. You see how much time you're spending. Most of the devotees are spending 6 to 7 hours. More than that, is it not? Per day. Only hearing and chanting about Krishna. And the eagerness is increasing. And it's amazing, Krishna reveals more and more. The same Chaitanya Charitamrita, this time I'm able to understand. It's all by the mercy of the listeners. Whenever I have to teach, I get an understanding. It's a miracle. Every time I have to teach, I understand it. Before that, I couldn't understand. It's amazing. I was just thinking maybe I should start the first chapter and finish the whole Adi Leela part 1. I was so enthusiastic. Already we have done chapter number 5, chapter number 6. Maybe to cover 1, 2, 3, 4 also. And it is so nice when you see the whole flow of it. But I'm just saying, the more before we go forward, very important point, why he controls his senses. When we control our senses, I'm going slow here very carefully, the power of our senses increases. Does it make sense? Whenever we control our senses, the power of our senses increases to the effect we can catch Krishna. समझ नहीं आ रहा है. You see, like so many subtle points which we discuss in Bhagavad Gita will not be understood by a new person. He also has ears and mind and everything, but because his mind is not purified by Hare Krishna, he can't just pick up those things. So our mind has become sharp and become more subtle by chanting Hare Krishna, by taking prasadam, then we can understand these things. Are you able to understand these things? Yes. Why? Because we have some control over the senses. That's why Lord is saying, unless a person has tapasya, you don't give this knowledge because he can't just appreciate this. Can we understand sense gratification is poisonous? Yes. Even if we willingly drink also, but we know that it is not good. Is it not? So a materialist will say, what is poison? Very nice, very nice. So because he has never tasted anything to do with Krishna consciousness, it is poisonous for him. He can't understand this point. Any devotee who has watched a movie, he understands that, oh, that scene will come in your chanting, and then he laments, why did I watch that movie?
Yes.
Is it not? It's not that devotees will immediately give up watching movies, but like that. So now, but for this person, his senses cannot have any engagement except serving Krishna. That is the test of a person who's becoming advanced in Krishna consciousness. Again, I'll repeat this point. Advancement in Krishna consciousness means detachment from matter and attachment to spirit. Make sense? Okay. Gita Bhushan commentary. 6 verses now answer the third question. How does he remain suppressing his senses? Kim asita. The word asita has to be understood. All of you sitting here? Yes, we are sitting. So we are voluntarily sitting and not moving around.
Yes.
Okay, so that we can fix our mind in hearing Bhagavad Gita. Now you're able to understand the word asita. So the word asita has been explained, and how he's able to control his senses. How is he able to control his senses? What analogy has been given in this shloka? Like a tortoise. And just like a tortoise seeing a harmful object, what to say? He brings all his senses or the soft parts inside, which are normally outward, inside. Similarly, a person who sees sense object, he brings inside. All his senses, withdraws them. Interesting example, my Guru Maharaj, I heard that about my Guru Maharaj. There's one lady, she came in a very, flashy clothes. So Maharaj ran from there and he said, okay, he asked one Grahastha devotee to preach to her. He did not preach to her. So you see, Maharaj also is very careful about these things. I heard about Maharaj like this. And what happens is, anyhow, I'll not go further about this. When this yogi, I am yogi, without effort completely withdraws the independent senses such as the ear from the sense object such as sound, then he is known as Sthit Pragya. Tasya Pragya Pratishtita. Very important words. Now why this person is calling me. So, what did you notice? Very interesting words. Without effort completely withdraws the independent senses. This is line which has to be understood very nicely. Very good. The senses do not want to hear any kind of controlling dictation from the person who is the possessor of the senses. Do you agree with it? Just now will be tested at 9 a.m. The intelligence says, don't eat that much. Have you not heard Updeshamrit Atyahara Prayasascha? And the tongue will say, don't preach to me Updeshamrit. I know the philosophy. I know the philosophy more than you. What do you think? I can chant. Who is chanting all the shlokas? I am chanting. You are preaching to me. Is it not? We may preach also. One should eat half stomach, 25% for air, 25% for water, this. But when you get your special favorite things, then you forget that we are not the bodies. That is not. So that's what it is there. But you must be experiencing this much sense control when you hear a film songs. You feel detested. Is it? Why have to hear this? That much you are feeling? Prasadam eating is not a problem. Is why this sense object is giving me trouble and giving me call. Telegram pe to chhod do. Arey Mataji. No, Kavita Mataji is there. She has to be told not to disturb me during the class. Flow tod dete hain log. So the senses are independent. They don't want to hear. So this devotee, this person who's Sthita Pragya, without any effort he can bring in the senses. At his will. That is a very special quality. You see, Vishwamitra was trying to control senses with all his effort, and one sense, ear. Actually, it was not his skin, but his ear, which actually led to his fall down. He just heard the ankle bells of Menaka, and then his mind bloated a whole idea of how it would be nice to enjoy with her.
How they can make a strong
Because it's very simple, not difficult at all. Like my sister was saying, why you eat so less? I said, less? It is too much for me. 9 a.m. and after 5 p.m. I think I have to eat again. I mean, I have to because I become hungry. I said, but like my uncle told very nicely. He's also devotee. He's a GM in UPSCB. He was telling his experience. His, what is his? क्या कहते हैं उसको? Office mates. क्या कहते हैं? Office colleagues. Every time there is some chai, every time there is some biscuit, they will eat. So they are asking him, because as a devotee, he does not, mostly he does not eat outside, and he takes prasadam inside, whatever, in a regulated way. And then they are asking, why don't you start eating these things? Why don't you eat these things? Then he answered, I don't know. Then he asked, then he answered, I don't know how you are able to start eating this. You know, how you can eat every time there is something coming in front of the food you use, like a bakri. Bakri, you understand? Bakri is constantly eating. Human being is not meant to constantly eat. So at least you can see in our life, that much regulation is there that we eat at two times and prasadam. If you want 3 times, take it 3 times maximum. But actually, a devotee naturally becomes free from these bodily demands, is it not? It's not that whole day we are sleeping. So is there no regulation coming in our life? And are we not becoming detached from so many things? Earlier in a train, you will say chai, chai, and they say, okay, bring a chai. Chai, chai, bring a chai. Chips, chips, bring a chips. Is it not? But now we just don't care. We have prasadam and finish. Bas. Yes, not. Yeah. Don't give too many chats now. It will get distracted. So, you are able to understand? Is it any? आपको कुछ मेहनत लग रही करने में? चाय अपने आप को चाय से रोकने में कुछ मेहनत लग रही है? So others, just like these sense objects have gone away from your consciousness, the other higher sense objects or more attractive sense objects will also go away. We have to simply keep on practicing Krishna consciousness. Okay. So, an example is given. Just as a turtle withdraws his head, hands and feet into his shell, the Sthita Pragya remains with senses situated within, withdrawn from sense objects. That is how he sits. This is his sense control. Now you must say, what is the meaning of withdrawing? What is the meaning of withdrawing? Suppose you, huh? No, not lunch. I'm just saying that what is the meaning of withdrawal of the senses? Just like it's normally in this world, if a beautiful woman comes in front of any man, not young man, any man, the eyes will go once, naturally. But then you can withdraw. This is not good for me. But then there's a joke. There was one fellow who was looking at a beautiful girl and then looking like this only. Then the other person said, you are allowed to only look first. I said, pehli wali khatam hi nahi hui hai. The first class is not stopped only. So that's how people misinterpret Shastra. Not like that. Make sense? So we have to be, even for prasadam, we should not just obviously it all depends on what consciousness the person is. We should at least have prasadam in mode of goodness. Not too much chili, not too much, those things have to be put. You will see the effect on the consciousness also. It is prasadam, but it should not be take too much into that. I remember Maharaj was explaining in his class in America. Somebody told Maharaj, would you like to have pizza? So Maharaj thought P and Ja means to drink. P means to drink and Ja means to drink. So he thought that he will give something to drink. Then they brought this pizza. Then he says, this is not for sannyasis. I will not take pizza. Give me chapati and sabji. So like this. So this also is a fact. Anyways, so like this. So this we have to apply in our japa also, another thing also. Sense the gratificatory thoughts will come up, but we have to just neglect them, shove them off. You understand? Hey, just like you heard chai, chai, chai. You don't care about it.
Ignore. Just ignore.
I'm just saying that when a person is saying chai, chai, you hear it, but you just don't apply your intelligence in it. How I can get chai? What is the cost of the chai? What will be the taste of the chai? We do not engage our curiosity in it. And you will see how, please try to get this point. If our curiosity for Krishna is increasing, then we understand there is nothing to be curious about in this material world. If you see, Can you, maybe if you can catch this point? Sense control becomes difficult because Maya generates some curiosity within our heart. How will it feel like to enjoy that sense object? Can you catch that? Every time there is a curiosity, how will it feel like to enjoy that sense object? Any hearing, touching, seeing. So by our experience of Krishna consciousness, as we grow and then we see, oh, Krishna consciousness is so nice. This curiosity by Maya is useless. I know one chai wala, I'm giving the example this chai wala. He just stood in front of me. I just looked at him. It's not that I have wanted to drink that tea. बहुत बढ़िया चाय है. Then he began to glorify the chai. Just I had looked at him one glance. Would you like to have this tea? This is very nice, very hot, very tasty. Then I just neglected. Then he understood he does not want chai anymore. Does it make sense? I'm giving you a logic example, but that's how we have to control our mind. Every day the mind will say this sense gratification will be very good, but then you have to understand the value of it and neglect it. That's what Prabhupada says. And what is that I was hearing today? Guru Puja, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitte Te Koriya. I was reflecting the same thing we hear from Bhagavatam. Bhaktya Shruta Grahiteya. We hear from the spiritual master how we should execute our Krishna consciousness and grahita and pakadna. Graha means to hold on to it, to understand it and grasp it and apply it. That is a serious student of Krishna consciousness. Hear how we have been told to chant. Hear how we have been told to live our life. Why I should eat at 9 and 5. All those things a person can ask and then apply and then see how his life just gets changed. Does it make sense? Before we go forward, I must say this. Prabhupada says in one of the purports, the foremost effect of associating with Vaishnavas is that our life will become regulated. And if our life has not become regulated, we have not really associated with devotees. Just like if we have associated with the doctor, there will be a regulation in our life by which we will like to cure our disease. So this, we cannot run away from this purport. The test of a yogi, devotee or self-realized soul is that he is able to control the senses according to his plan, not according to the plan of the senses. Most people, however, are servants of the senses and are thus directed by the dictations of the senses. This seems to be a very simple line, but I'll again repeat this point which I had mentioned yesterday. It may be our father, mother, our chachaji, taiji or anybody. You must remember, or you should be having the ability to see, are they servants of their senses? Before we go forward, if you can close your eyes and remember any of your karmi relatives, can you see that they are, I cannot remember them also, I can only remember devotees, but can you see that they are servant of their senses? अपनी इंद्रियों के दास हैं, वो दिख रहा है कि नहीं दिख रहा है आपको? Don't hear from them, because they will also make us servant of the senses, servant of the senses, so to speak, whatever. Does it make sense? And when we see the devotees, they are serving devotees, they are servant of the servant. Then my spiritual master is servant of the servant. घुस रहा है दिमाग में आपके? He is serving Srila Prabhupada and he is so humble and he is serving other Vaishnavas. I should also be like him. Monkey see, monkey do. Always be very, very careful. Before we go forward, a very beautiful point I heard from as well as Radhe Govind Maharaj. Very nice point. When you go out of the temple and you see the beggars, beautiful example by beggars. Amazing. You have never heard this. A beggar begs from everybody because he is greedy for money. Even if that person has no money, still he hopes that he can give him money. I mean, this is amazing what Maharaj said. And elsewhere, relating to this point, Maharaj has said this. Similarly, devotee knows every living entity is a servant of Krishna. By serving any living entity, I'll also, in a Krishna conscious way, I'll get Krishna's mercy. It's a very amazing point I got from Maharaj. Amazing point. That's why he does not mistreat anyone, because everyone is a living entity. Every living entity is Krishna's servant. And when we hear this, we may not be able to immediately apply it, but what an amazing reflection, you know. Jare dekho tare kah Krishna upadesh. Everybody is a customer for Krishna consciousness. If I actually help them, I get mercy of Nityanand Prabhu. Does it make sense? Very nice point. I mean, amazing point. Because otherwise, how we see everybody, how can I enjoy that person? His resources, his senses, or I don't want to go more gross, but that's how we like to do things, is it not? Just like we'll have an experiment now at 9 a.m. You go there and serve prasadam till the last. Jananand Maharaj said this, if you don't have taste for chanting, take last spoon of prasadam. You serve devotees. And the same thing was told by Radha Kund Maharaj. Same thing. You remember Harinam Diksha? By serving Vaishnavas, we get mercy of the holy name. Just try it today and you see how, just to make that devotee happy. Any devotee, even a new person who's coming. So what I wanted to say, why I said all these things, if we see the Vaishnavas, if we see how they are performing devotional service nicely, we also want to become like that. Just like today I was chanting and I spread my legs like this. And then I saw for a few minutes, then I saw one devotee, one of my students sitting very nicely like this. And then I said, okay, let me sit like this. Because I saw that person was standing very nicely. Monkey see, monkey do. But become an intelligent monkey, or at least an intelligent tortoise. This I'm holding here and speaking, I'm holding this point. If we associate with those who are trying to control their senses, will we have any, hope to control our senses? Otherwise, पता है मन क्या बोलता है? कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Nothing, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Enjoy the senses. देखो. Have you not seen in your own life? Yes. Okay. That is the answer to the question as to how the yogi is situated controlling his senses. The senses are compared to venomous serpents. They want to act very loosely and without restriction. The yogi or the devotee must be very strong to control the serpents like a snake charmer. He never allows them to act independently. There are many injunctions in the revealed scriptures. Some of them are do nots and some of them are do's. Unless one is able to follow the do's and the do nots, restricting oneself from sense enjoyment, it is not possible to be firmly fixed in Krishna consciousness. So what are you learning? A very beautiful lesson in bhakti. Prabhu ji, bhakti mein sthirya kaise aaye? How we become sthir in bhakti? Controlling our senses. And it's like a person is going in east, how will he go to west? So we have to make sure that all our senses are constantly engaged one after another in Krishna service, and most important is tongue. Take prasadam and speak about Krishna, otherwise don't speak. Or obviously you have to do some business work, then you have to do your formal things, that's a different thing. But that we don't realize how whatever tapasya we do get leaked by our tongue. Are you able to understand this point? Talking unnecessary things only leaks our tapasya. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam apriyam cha yat. That's what Lord says. One should not speak words which will give bhay, or that means fear, or udveg. Udveg actually means fear, and udveg also means agitation to others. And my Guru Maharaj was saying in one of the lectures why it is being hammered, literally hammered in every shloka, control our senses. Is it not? You hear Prabhupada's lectures, control our senses every time, because that's what we don't like to hear. But that's what we need to hear and need to do. Do you agree? And Prabhupada says very beautifully in Upadeshamrit introduction, last part. He says, unless a person is a Goswami, that means the first shloka of Deshamrit, how higher things will be revealed to him. I want to think about Radha Krishna, but first you have to have any kind of control over your senses. Make sense? Just very simple example. If I want to serve prasadam, I must tolerate at least for half an hour the urge of my stomach. Will I die? In our train, if we don't get prasadam, let's say 10 a.m., will we die? But then how much we have control over senses? It will be tested at 9 a.m. after 15 minutes. All these three lazy devotees did not serve prasadam. Is it not? After eating prasadam, you left. Yes, yes. And I was told yesterday to serve prasadam. No, Prabhuji. We are Paramahansas, we will not serve. Can't you serve prasadam? You don't have to actually exert so much. You can just you take prasadam. Okay, you cannot be hungry. Take prasadam. After that, you can serve. प्रभु जी ऐसे क्यों बोल रहे हो? जब तक ऐसे नहीं बोलते तब तक लोग सेवा भी नहीं करते. Is it not? And just imagine this service you are not going to do for money. Then what will happen? Love for the Lord will increase. अरे प्रभु जी ये लोग तो पैंट शर्ट में आए, डिवोटी थे ना. That's all. This is all the rubbish of the mind. Anybody who's coming to Vrindavan is dear to Krishna. Anybody who's coming to a temple is our guest. I'm just giving one example. That's how our mind cheats constantly. Okay, no problem. The tortoise can at any moment wind up its senses and exhibit. कम से कम पूछे तो होते प्रभु जी को सेवा है. मैं सोच रहा था देख रहा था जाते हुए. They don't even ask प्रभु जी को सेवा है कि कुछ कर सकते. NCR students, they serve so nicely. Not even asked. Not good. I told you the exam of Bhagavad Gita is immediately after the class. The tortoise can at any moment wind up its senses and exhibit them again at any time for particular purpose. Very easy to understand. So when there is opportunity for speaking about Krishna, we should become very enthusiastic. But as soon as there is opportunity to sense gratification, you just go away. I am so happy now. I don't have to sit in this office. I have to sit in this office only for Krishna Katha. When any kind of management Katha starts, before that I leave. I meet only Prabhuji on bike like that or phone. So only I call him now. I don't have time for all the other things. Only I have time for, I don't have time for all this management Katha. Minimize all these things, issues. A very important point put by one senior devotee. A person who has taste for issues समझ रहे ना? आज ये issue है, आज वो issue है. Has no taste for name. That is issue so important. It's more important than chanting Hare Krishna. Similarly, the senses of the Krishna conscious persons are used only for one particular purpose in the service of the Lord and are withdrawn otherwise. Okay? Arjuna is being taught here to use his senses for the service of the Lord, instead of for his own satisfaction. What was Arjuna's satisfaction? If I'll kill all these people, how will I be happy? That's what the meaning of sense gratification is. Keeping the senses, always remember this when you chant Hare Krishna. Someday you will feel like doing it, someday you don't feel like doing it. But always have this faith and remember Krishna is extremely happy. Srimati Tulsi Devi is extremely happy when we chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is extremely happy. I have a very beautiful photo of Srila Prabhupada here. And he looks always like looking at me and smiling. Very nice, is it not? This is a very beautiful photo. I always feel encouraged. Prabhupada is smiling at me. Yes, chanting Hare Krishna. Keeping the senses always in the service of the Lord is the example set by the analogy of the tortoise who keeps the senses within. So, we will not discuss the other shloka. What is the meaning of the word in withdrawing the senses within? You keep them engaged in Krishna's service. Okay. I'll just take up some questions are there, otherwise we'll go forward. Okay, but after knowing still we fail sometimes. So only you fail sometime, not all the time, is it not? And even if you fail all the time, still you should keep trying. No, it's not like that. Suppose you wake up for Mangal Arati. Have you failed to control your senses? No. We have controlled your senses. Now you're waking up for Mangal Arati. If you have come before Krishna, have you failed to control your senses? No. You're chanting Hare Krishna, so you are controlling your tongue. And you see, our temple president, dear Shubh Krishna Das Ji, is not even allowing us to chat. First he has muted us, now he is stopping us to chat also. So you see, all this is there to control the tongue for that, let's say 5:15 to 7:15, and you must be noticing it that now you must be beginning to like it. आप समझ रहे हैं? You see, please don't feel offended. Normally, Mataji's, how do they chant? Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey, then they will talk something. That's what they do. Am I saying wrong? That's what they do mostly. Please don't. And also sometimes Prabhuji also do like that. I'm not anything against Mataji. But all the Matajis who are chanting on Zoom, do you feel better? Sola mala karke kuch baat karne. Is it not? Is it not that your mind is becoming adjusted to that austerity? You don't want to be disturbed? हाँ प्रभु जी फिर भी आप बीच में डबल टॉक देने ले आ जाते हैं हमको डिस्टर्ब करने that is only to break the samadhi, just like Menaka was coming to break the samadhi. But that I'm just trying to say, very nicely Maharaj said, Guru Maharaj said, our mind becomes adjusted to any austerity we do. Just very simple control. Don't talk when you chant japa. It is very difficult. Whenever people come and to join our ashram, I make it looking very simple. I said you have to attend Mangalarati every day, and you cannot talk during japa. Yes, bro. And his mind burst. Chant japa and not talk. It's just too difficult. Just too difficult for people. I think must be becoming easy. Don't you feel any difference by like constant chanting? Yeah. So like that. So we also have control in that way, and if we have control that we will not take anything except prasadam, we have very great advantage. Here very carefully, all our senses are made from what we eat. Do you agree?
Yes.
So if for 7 years, told by His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, if for 7 years, some people say 12 years, if you take only prasadam, what kind of senses you have? Spiritual senses, and bhakti becomes very easy. That's why Prabhupada said to become fixed in Krishna consciousness, one must control our senses. And if you say, I have to go to that marriage and eat all that thing, and I have to go to that marriage and eat that thing, you be responsible for your body having some material things and some spiritual things. It's very dangerous. Are you able to understand the Vigyan? Okay. Similarly, Bharat Maharaj's example, very much controlled but led away by compassion for a deer. This example is very specific. Jad Bharat or Bharat Maharaj example is of a person who's a bhava stage. You cannot say that his senses were uncontrolled. In 6.2.9-10 commentary by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he very clearly explains the Lord arranged it for Bharat Maharaj to increase his utkantha. How to say utkantha in English? Eagerness to attain the feet of the Lord. You cannot give it as an example of fall down of a devotee. Bhav means he have no attachment for sense gratification. But that Lord inspired within him just so that his eagerness will increase, which actually increased. So you cannot give it as an example of fall down, quote unquote fall down of Bharat Maharaj. It was directly arranged by the Lord. Okay. Daily happening with me, take tea, take it, tea and pakoda. Who's saying like this? Mataji, we put after the class, I can talk to her and chastise her. She should not say tea. But if she wants to give you tea, we have a nice thing. Arjun tea and chikori. Chikori is really like a coffee. So she can serve you that. Okay. Everybody will ask for serving prasadam. Today everybody will ask for serving prasadam. Hopefully, I don't think so. I don't think they are so obedient. Maybe you can deposit 200 rupees then. Then we'll be happy also. Please show us that Prabhupada's photo. I'll share it. I'll scan it nicely and show it in the really nice photo. I don't know. I wanted to give it to the devotees. Very nice photo. I don't know how to show. I will show it. If we are not getting opportunity to serve devotees as temple is closed at some places, so how can we do service to develop interest in Harinam? This is a very interesting question. You see, all those devotees who come on Zoom, they inspire new people to chant Hare Krishna. See, if I'm sitting alone on Zoom, then Zeri Pagal Baba baitha hua hai, poor fellow, then nobody will be inspired. In any shop, if there is a lot of crowd, then people think, it's a very nice shop. So if you come for sadhana, that also inspires others. Now, have you not seen improvement? I think every day Mangalarti, I today saw 53 devotees were there. Very good improvement. Even before Mangalarti 3:30, 20 devotees are there. Yeah, around 20 devotees, and it is reaching every day 89. We started with a very small, humble group of 20-25 devotees. One, एक screen भर के devotee थे बस. Only one screen devotee, one screen full devotee was there, and that is increasing now. So we must remember before we go forward, service means to please that person. So by your coming here is very good. It encourages other people and is also service to Vaishnavas like that. So you can develop interest in Harinam. Office she doesn't. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, you have any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
You firstly said that mind is 6th or 11th sense.
Mind is the 11th sense. Yeah. Yeah.
But we have to control the mind. But yesterday, you said that if we control the intelligence, mind is.
Yes, very good.
Mind intelligence is what's it?
Very good. Prabhuji is saying the mind is the 11th sense, and I had explained that first we must control our intelligence and then the mind can be controlled. It's very important. You see, mind does sankalp and vikalp. I want this and I don't want this. And when it says I want this, it will use the senses to behave in a particular way. Before I actually explain, I answer a question, we have to understand the whole procedure. The living entity sitting in the heart desires to enjoy. Has been explained by Markandeya Muni. I have explained earlier also, I repeat here. And then the Lord will activate the prana. And that prana energy will activate the mind. So if I by intelligence, I don't even desire material things, then how all this will happen? Prabhupada very clearly will explain in Bhagavad Gita, coming shlokas, intelligence is the next door neighbor of the soul. So if by intelligence say, nahi, just like you all must be feeling hungry or not, but you're sitting in the class, so the mind may say, let us enjoy some food. But the intelligence says, no, I must. You understand this point? This thinking portion is controlled by the intelligence. So if thinking is very good, intelligence is good, then we can control the mind. And the Lord has explained that. Senses, beyond that is mind, beyond that is intelligence. So having a shastric intelligence, I must not speak like this. I must not eat like this. I must control my senses. Then the controlling part of the senses will be done by the mind. नहीं समझ रहे? The example of chariot of the body is there. The senses are like the 5 horses. The reins are the mind. Reins समझ रहे? रस्सी. And the chariot driver is the intelligence. So if the chariot driver is strong, he can use the reins. Reins समझते हैं ना, रस्सी, to control the horse. But if the chariot driver is like loose and is waking up, then it will all be lost. So our intelligence every day, that's why every day our intelligence has to be nourished by hearing from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And every time the more you engage your intelligence in this, the more it becomes purified. The more we can see the subtleties of this material world, the more we know this is not the way I should have behaved. Even if we make mistakes. Does it make sense? We make mistakes, but this is not the way I should have behaved. Okay? Yes, bro.
If we are unhappy.
If we are unhappy.
Because we are not happy while chanting Krishna. So what type of happiness is there?
If we are not happy because we are not getting taste for chanting.
This happiness is
You see, we should forget about our happiness or unhappiness. We should simply think about the happiness of Krishna. Krishna is extremely happy when we follow the instruction of the spiritual master. I have explained this earlier also. Srila Prabhupada was asked by one disciple, I don't feel like chanting, I don't feel like this, I don't. Then Prabhupada says, who cares about your feeling? Do you always feel like going to your office?
Never.
Never. Then why do you want to go? Mataji, do you feel like cooking for Prabhuji? Never. No. Obviously, you love him, so you want to cook for him. So when going to office, you are very duty bound. Yes, I have to take care of my family, I must go. But why should we not be duty bound towards Krishna? I just came across one beautiful purport of Srila Prabhupada. In first line he says, a pure devotee served Krishna as a matter of his duty. It doesn't matter how I feel like now, it is my duty to serve Krishna. It is my duty to serve my spiritual master by chanting Hare Krishna. And just, you can have a meditation. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj is on our Zoom and he's seeing you. Maybe even Maharaj is not seeing you, but as Krishna as Paramatma is seeing you. I really want to discuss Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's beautiful how very nicely explained. Krishna himself becomes the spiritual master, Diksha and Siksha, to deliver the living entity. So if Maharaj has told you to chant 16 rounds, it's not Maharaj. I mean to say, don't think it's Maharaj. It's directly Krishna speaking. Should be the mood of a disciple. There is no question of saying no on this about. Arjuna says, I feel like fighting. There is no question of feel like fighting. Only when there is a sense of duty, then can we rise to the platform of love.
My question is slightly different. Sometimes, like, we feel disturbed, agitated. Why we are not feeling happiness by chanting? We are not catching it.
I understand.
Should be better by this.
We should not, if we don't feel happiness by chanting Hare Krishna, some days, we must remember those days when we felt happy by chanting Hare Krishna. Make sense? Because in the stage of anartha nivritti, this will happen. Some days it will be good, some days it will not be good. Just like 2-3 days it was difficult for me. I had some kind of little fever, internal fever, and my chanting was not good. But at that time I realized what is an amazing thing with the association of devotees. I could still complete my chanting in the same time. But today my health was good and it's more tasty. Sometimes neend nahi puri hoti hai, you are sleepy and like that. All those things will go. But I give an example. People who work for 1 month, they get salary every day. So they get salary only once in a month, but they work for whole day, for whole month. Similarly, even if you become happy in chanting for once in a month, you should chant for whole month, first of all. And by doing this regular sadhana only, we can come to the stage of nishtha, where we become happy. We feel the experience of happiness in chanting every day. But if we give up this, that I will not do because I don't feel like, then we cannot come. अब समझ पा रहे मैं क्या कह रहा हूं? We have to overcome the vagaries of the mind. Sometimes the mind will be lusty. Sometimes the mind will be complete like a sadhu. Oh, I have become a pure devotee, no material desire. Is it not happening? Someday all those things will happen. But with all these changes of the weather of the mind, we have to continue to chant Hare Krishna. Sometimes it will be so much disturbed by somebody who has actually so much neglected us and has hurt me so much. Meri atma ko kitna dukh diya hai. All those things will come. But we have to neglect the mind and always remember, have this photo of Srila Prabhupada in front of you. Prabhupada is smiling, you're chanting Hare Krishna. Be convinced about this. How does Lord Shiva says, koi Ra bolta hai, to main sochta hu, kahin Ma to nahi bolte. If somebody says Ra, I become so eager, maybe he will chant Ma also. So Lord Shiva is pleased with you, Krishna is pleased with you, everybody is pleased with you. You are not Ajamil, is it not? Are we Ajamil? And even Lord Narayan is pleased with Ajamil when he was calling Narayan to his son. Mala pakad ke to bhajan nahi kar raha tha na. So what do we worry about that? My Guru Maharaj had given the same example. All those people who were hanging in this, what is it, train? Local train in Bombay. Do they feel blissful about it? No. For 3 hours, we chant only 2 hours. They 3 hours going, 3 hours coming. Do they feel blissful about it? Hanging outside the train? The answer has been given by you only. You don't like to go to office, but you are going because you have mamata to Mataji and to your kids. If I don't go, how they will be provided? Obviously now they are economically independent, but that's natural, is it not? I want to give this argument to my sister also. I will not chant while sitting. I don't feel like. I will only chant. I enjoy chanting while walking. And then she was telling to me, her daughter wakes up at 12 o'clock in the night and she has to give her food. I'm going to give her argument this. Do you like to feed your child? Answer is no. Do you like to wake up in the night? No. But then why do you wake up and serve your child? Naturally, because we feel this is our purpose, duty. Something is duty, like something duty. So there has to be a sense of duty. And then you see, it becomes so much nice, so relishable. See, the way I am able to appreciate Chaitanya Charitamrita, I have never appreciated before. So if I would have felt I don't feel like chanting, I don't feel like reading, don't worry about your happiness. This is called anartha nivritti. It happens with everyone. Someday it will be good, someday will become not good. So become indifferent to our experience on a particular day. That is my answer. समझ में आ रहा है? ये same question I was asking to senior devotees also. Say, you become indifferent to your present experience. This is the meaning of Shastric Shraddha. I may not have the experience, but I have faith in the words of Shastra.
Indifferent result also.
Indifferent result. I am not the controller. Someday आप देखेंगे कुछ भी नहीं है, suddenly so much taste for chanting. Then don't you ask, what happened? What did I do yesterday? Just Krishna shows that it is his control, that he will reveal the happiness or not. But the good part is when we are in association of devotees, at least somebody is enthusiastic. If we are chanting alone, one day we may be enthusiastic, not enthusiastic. But when we are with Zoom devotees are really enthusiastic.
Abhishek Pandey was
Oh yeah.
He's very partial absent.
Yeah, he's preparing for exams. Okay, so we remain enthusiastic, and when we see enthusiastic devotees, we perform. Duty will come under Vaidhi or Raghanoga Bhakti. Duty will. Hey, I will not answer you. Anant Nidra Dev. Now you are waking up at 9 a.m. and asking this question. Did not come for Mangal Arati. Don't give any fees on. You think I'm going to answer questions? No. First come for Mangal Arati. Then I'll answer your question. He's talking about Raghanoga Bhakti and Vaidhi Bhakti. Yes. Vaidhi Bhakti is duty. But are you doing your duty? Not. Akash Prabhu, wake up your Mataji also. My mother is coming for Mangal Arati. What your mother is doing? Hey? What kind of, why she gave birth to you if you are not able to help her to wake up for Mangal Arati? Okay? ऐसे बोला तेरे को जन्म क्यों दिया? So you have to wake up your father and mother and wake them up for Mangal Arati. That is a duty. Even my young daughter of my sister came for Mangal Arati. I was amazed. Okay. So we shall stop. You have any other questions? Okay. So we shall stop here. Now it's time for eating prasadam or serving prasadam? Serving prasadam. Prabhuji, I am also Vaishnav. I serve myself. That is Vaishnav Seva. Yes. You don't know my glories. Okay. So we shall stop here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.